We're live, folks, and we are live on the red couch with Bern and Janessa Rose.
Hello, everyone.
It's my special guest here.
Hi, y'all.
I had to have her on the show. She had to come on the show because there's something that she did that was special for all of us. She wrote a book called How to Stop Being a Bum.
Yeah.
And I said ging because there's an asterisk right in there, and that's how we gotta pronounce it. A ging bum. Okay? And yeah, right now, I want you all to tune in, and I want everybody to get those questions ready. I want you to get those questions ready, because if you got a question, we're going to make sure that it gets answered. So,
okay.
First off, Janessa, blessings to you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came to represent. I'm so glad that you came on the show. You're someone that means something dear to me in my heart. Why? Because I read this book and it helped me out.
Okay.
Okay. So, what's a bum?
Okay, so...
Wait. Before you even answer that question, back in the days, we used to say a bum was a black, undereducated man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was crazy. You never heard that?
Never.
I heard that plenty of times growing up. But tell me, what's a bum?
I've never heard that. First of all, before I even get into that, I want to thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. For real, you giving me the opportunity to share my book, so that's dope. All right, so I came up. First of all, I've always called people bums when they piss me off. Period. It doesn't even matter whether you're black, Puerto Rican, white, green, purple. I was gonna call you a bum if you pissed me off. So, as I got older and I grew up and I started to realize, just the culture and everything like that, I thought that the bum was an acronym more for broken urban mentality. This was more how I looked at it. Like, people...
Broken urban mentality. That's what a bum is.
Yes.
A bum is or stands for what? Broken urban mentality. Okay,
all right?
I got you.
So it's basically to have you, like if you got poor moral code, you know what I'm saying? Your moral compass is broken, and you're basically coming off on, petty shit, poor level shit, excuse my language, but that's really what it is to me. That's what a bum is. See, a lot of people think bums are people who are financially stagnant or lacking. But really, it's where you're, in my opinion, and in this book more so, it's about your moral code being lacking. You understand what I'm saying? Your belief system being broken and lacking. And that is where that came from.
So you broke being a bum down in chapters. Okay, there's chapters, there's levels to this bum shit. Okay, there's levels to this bum shit. Okay, let me just let you know it's different levels. How many chapters you got in the book?
There's 10 chapters.
10 chapters.
Yes.
So that means that there's 10 different kinds of bums?
That's the only 10 that I covered, because there's many different kinds of bums. There's many bums.
Okay, so let's start off with chapter 1. Okay, because chapter 1 was my favorite.
Was it?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because it talks about the fly bum.
Yes.
Okay, the fly bum. And it's a lot of people out there that want to be fly. Okay?
Right.
Explain to us what the fly bum is.
So, I'm fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to think of myself as fly, and I always have. And in all reality, in our culture, remember that the bum is a broken urban mentality. In urban culture, one of the main things that we glorify and we celebrate is being able to be fly, to attain some sort of a physical, material, something that makes us feel worthy, that correlates with our self-worth. And people think like, all right, cool, I could buy a pair of $800 shoes, or I can buy $3,000 wigs, or I can do this, or my fucking cars are this, and I got jewelry, that they're fly. But they're poor. Their morals are still poor, so they're still fucking bums, no matter how fly they are. So the main chapter, the first chapter, I talk about how some of our most glorified and celebrated celebrities are the world's biggest fucking bums in the world. Like, they're just huge bums.
Can you give us an example? You want to say a name out there?
No. I mean,
say.
there's no need to say names, really, because there's so many. I just listen to the culture's music and shit like that. The stuff that they talk about, like, you know, a lot of times they glorify European, you know, clothing and this, that, and the third, and you know, I can afford this. I go drop a stack on some, you know, fucking Balenciagas or this or that or whatever the case may be. That's cool, you know. And it's not to say that you can't be fly. But if this shit is making you feel like you're better than your brothers and your sisters within the culture, then you're a fucking bum in my eyes.
So does this stem from something? Like, where does this come from?
The truth.
The truth.
Yeah, the truth. God's truth.
Okay, you just went a level deep in there. So now you got to explain to me what that is. What's God's truth? All
right, so in my opinion and what I believe, the ultimate, you know what I'm saying, like the almighty, and you know what I'm saying, God the creator is love. The highest vibration that we all stem from, that we're all created from, is love. That's the highest frequency. That's the highest, you know, vibe that people could really like get to, is that form of love. But in urban culture, we're often confused and we think that success is driven by material gain. And so the fly bum exalts himself in that, and they forget about love. They forget about treating each other with kindness. They forget about recognizing the God within themselves, therefore they cannot recognize it within someone else.
Wow,
so they lose.
That was deep. Say that again. Did you remember that?
I mean,
but yeah, they can't remember the God that's in themselves. They can't
recognize God within themselves, the love within themselves, the self-love, because it doesn't really serve you to be fly. How does your soul benefit off of owning 5 pairs of Balenciaga shoes? You know what I'm saying? How can you help other souls by owning all this shit? I'm not saying that you can't have it. I'm not saying you can't be fly. And if you read the book, you'll see that. I'm not saying that you can't be fly. I'm saying that when you act like these things determine your worth, and you also are willing to compromise your morals and put other people in jeopardy or violate other people or make them feel less than because you can have that and you glorify that, then you don't recognize God within self. Therefore, you cannot recognize it within another.
Wow.
So you're kind of defying.
I think she just went 5 levels deep.
You're so silly.
And I'm so glad that I have you here, because I want to be able to chop this footage up and put this out there in different ways, because there's different levels to being a bum. And we about to tell y'all and show y'all how to stop being a fucking bum. And I pronounce it ing because it has an asterisk right in the middle. Okay?
Got a bullet hole in the middle.
Right? So yeah, I just had to go live on like 3 different Facebooks here. Okay. So at the end of the day, you got 10 chapters, you said, right?
Yeah.
10 chapters. And the second chapter is the sexy bum.
Yes, it is.
Okay. How can you be a sexy bum? That, in my mind, I picture someone that gets dressed and like really, you know, puts on their best, I guess, and tries to look a certain way sexually, but inside they're a bum, I guess. What does bum stand for?
Well, it's a broken urban mentality. So basically, each chapter is just a broken urban mentality in that sector. So in chapter 2, it's a sexual, in chapter 2, it's a sexual poor mentality, broken urban mentality. And this is the person who, whether male or female, it values sex. Sex is their leverage. Sex is what they can attain. You have a lot of women who are often constantly like just talking about their sex and how they pussy's this and their sex is this, and men want to give them this because they're sexy, or they use their sex appeal and sex skills in order for them to have a skill or something that's worth an exchange.
While I'm on social media, there are many women that complain about why can't men complain about the sexualization.
Well, men do it too. It's not just women. See, I use them as an example right now, like just for this moment. But but there's men who are sexual bums too, and these are the people who are like, you know, well, I got that good dick, or I got this,
that.
and, you know, I got nothing else to offer, but my sex, you know.
All I'm saying, not to say something, I'm just saying I always say myself that the price of beef has gone up.
Oh, okay? Whatever.
the price of beef has gone up. All right.
But so basically,
does that make me a sexual bum because I talk like that?
Well, you listen. It's really all a matter of balance, right? If you're a person, I know you. You understand what I'm saying? You're a great dad. You take care, you know, your child. You do a lot of different things that would exclude you from the sexual bump. There is like a whole. Let's think about a hobosexual, which I mentioned in the book. You know what I'm saying?
Hobosexual.
This is a man who doesn't do anything, doesn't work, doesn't want to take care of shit. He's not really like founded in his masculinity. He's very toxic in his masculinity. He uses his sex to use it as a leverage to find him a place in a woman who's in need and desperate for sex. So that's his currency. In the relationship. Now he found himself a chick, clothes, a fucking, you know, she's giving him money, she's taking care of him, she got him in the crib. She's taking care of him because that's all he's got to offer, his dick, because he lacks in all his other areas of manhood. He's also a sexy bum. But nonetheless, a sexy bum can only, you know, attract a sexy bum.
So a sexy bum and a homosexual is the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, all right. That's somebody that, and to me, a homosexual is somebody that sleeps from different women, sleeps from different women's house, sleeps from house to house with different women, and tries to leech off of them. That's what it into.
But this is the thing: is he doing it because that's his shit? Like he's just leeching, or is he doing it because he does not have security in every other area? There's men who have jobs, who do this, who that. They have their own little shit to take care of themselves, but they still, you know, leech off of people because they're just selfish.
We are talking about how to stop being a fucking bum, and remember we pronounce it like that because the asterisk right in the middle, you feel me, with Janessa Rose, and we're going through the chapters a little bit because it's different levels to being a bum. Let's say that again. It's different levels
to being a bum.
To being a bum. Okay, it's different levels to being a bum. We on chapter 3 right now. We're not gonna go through all the chapters, okay, but there's certain chapters that stuck out to me. And not only that, I just want to say this. If you pick the book up, right, let's just say this. We are not, and Janessa is not being judgmental. And she explains that in the book, okay? She's not being judgmental. She was once there before. So we have to backtrack a little bit, right? We have to backtrack a little bit because now when you talk about these two things, I also, what comes to mind is what made you write the book?
Well, so experience, number one, first and foremost, is my life's experience. I'm from an urban community, and these are often the things that people really go to. Like, yo, if you fly, you popular, you dope, you sexy, we getting lit, we getting twisted. This is how we treat our families. This is how we're treated by our families. Are you independent? How you're codependent? How you deal with relationships? All of this started to show up in my reality, you know, and I didn't know. I thought it was normal for a long time.
We're gonna upset some people right now.
You know, I thought a lot of these behaviors and these ideas and these belief systems were normal. You know what I mean? Until I started to grow up. When I started to grow up and I started to see results come out of these actions and these characteristics and these belief systems that weren't serving me and the person I wanted to become overall, I wondered, like, what the fuck is going on? It was the culture. And I looked around and I was like, yo, like, why is it that it's only got to be about, you know, relationships only got to be based off of sex? Why is it that you're only cool and accepted if you fly? Why is it that, you know, people put in their self-worth and their value into these things that are fucking broken and don't really help us excel in real life?
You know what she's doing right now? She's breaking down reality, okay? The reality of a lot of our situations is that we all are in bum situations. And explain what a bum is again?
It's a broken urban mentality.
Broken urban mentality. Now, we are not passing judgment because tomorrow and tonight I'm about to get broken and urban
You stupid.
In my mentality, you know what I'm saying?
So silly.
I'm about to get broken and urban in my mentality. And you know why I'm just admitting to it? Because I know that there's a strong possibility that I might do something that's urban in a broken mentality, because I am who I am.
Well,
now, before,
I'm sorry,
before, no, that's all right. I'm just admitting to it. I'm just saying that there's gonna be some shit that you gonna see. You know what I'm saying? But I am not trying to be that way on purpose, one, and I'm also trying to grow.
You have to become aware that the belief system that you're based in doesn't serve you. Once you acknowledge that it's broken, there's something broken there, that's when you're already taking that first step away from toxicity. Because none of these things, being fly, being sexy, having a drink, and so on and so forth, in the book that we'll go into, there's nothing wrong with it. These are things that are part of our life in the world. But it's when you do them to a toxic point. It's when you keep doing the things to where they serve you. If you are not in these types of behaviors, then you're not lit or accepted or cool or happy with yourself, or even see yourself as worthy of anything. You understand? That's the problem. It's the toxic point to using these things to say, well, this is just what it is. How and why and where does it fucking benefit? And none of the things that I was engaging in, none of the fly shit I wore, none of the sexual relationships I gained or been in, none of the drinks that I had or the actions I take when I was drunk or high served or made and created an avenue for me to get to that higher version of
I'm just
self.
going to tell you, some people feel like they can't function without getting drunk or high.
Right. And
how does that happen?
Well, that happens because you first of all, you got to understand the science of the body. That you can't function because, number one, you have masked your true self. You have suppressed your true self. You don't know your true self, so you fear. You're based in fear now that my true self is going to probably not be cool, don't know how to act, don't know how to express my emotions. And as you go into the book, I go into that too. There's a chapter called The Angry Bum, The Emotional Bum.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the angry bum. Okay, now that you just mentioned the angry bum, what is the angry bum? Tell everybody what the angry bum is.
So the angry bum is the broken urban mentality that I need to be strong and I need to aggress every situation before anyone sees my vulnerability and correlates that with weakness. See, in the urban community, we're taught, a lot of women are masculine minded.
Can that also apply to? It can apply to men too, right?
Both. This applies to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody at all. This is the thing. There's some children who are angry, and you know what I mean, young, and they're already don't have joy in their eyes.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? I've seen this. I've been around this, and it doesn't matter as you grow older. This really in the urban community, we correlate aggression or the ability to run down on somebody to have you back the fuck up so you can understand we're not the one. And the reason why we put that energy out is because we're really afraid of being vulnerable and you seeing our weaknesses.
How does a child become angry? That's what I want to know. How does a child, and then we're talking about an innocent child, right?
Well, when children are their surroundings. They're their environment. They are what they're around. And there's also a chapter called The Parental Bum. So it talks about that, and I do mention in the book, if you're a parental bum, you are raising mini bums. That's just the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
I don't mean to laugh, but that was hilarious. If you are a parental bum, you are raising. Look at the cameras over here. You are raising
mini bums.
Mini bums.
Because
little
a kid,
mini bums.
A kid only
what
values.
What is a parental bum?
A parental bum is a person.
That is chapter.
I think the parental bum is 4.
4.
Yeah. The parental bum is a person who is an adult who does not take into consideration priorities over personal preference.
I wrote the other day on Facebook, I said, I can't stand to see a child outside with no jacket and no coat.
Right.
And dead in the middle of the winter, no scarf or anything. Snot running out their nose, not because they can't afford to put a jacket on the child. It's because they're not paying enough attention
right.
to put a jacket on the child.
Right. And there's so many more things that are deeper than that. That's just an obvious thing. But there's things like, let's say there's a child who's bundled up, got a fucking whole Montclair coat on and all that cool shit in a toasty Range Rover, and the mother and the father are blasting murder music and gang signing in front of the kids. Parental fucking bum. Straight up.
Uh-oh. A lot of my friends gonna be mad about this one.
I mean, listen, this is true shit. This is true shit. None of these avenues.
Bum. So you trying to say that people, because I'm gonna tell you one thing about me, right? I'm probably gonna edit this part out of the professional camera, but I smoke weed every now and then. But I don't like smoking in front of children. I ain't gonna say I will never, because I have done it. But I do not like smoking weed in front of kids. It's just something that's just like, oh my God.
Listen, weed I
don't smoke all the time.
Listen, I'm not justifying nothing. I'm just saying, like, people have their different belief systems about marijuana and so on and so forth. I just personally, I feel like this is, at the end of the day, when there's a child, you understand what I'm saying? What you put that child around, what's your personal preference, cannot be a priority over the child's safety. Period. End of story. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if there was a fucking law that said, yo, blow it down, shotgun your fucking kid in the front seat, we don't give a fuck, then I guess that's your business. But that's not the case. You can have your child placed in fucking custody of a foster home or the system if they catch you doing something like that.
You know what though? A lot of people are not aware that this can happen.
The fuck out of here. Where they live under a rock?
Because look, and this is, and now that's going back to that broken urban mentality.
People are so aware of this shit.
But you can be verbally aware of something, but not mentally aware of it. You understand what I'm saying?
People are aware of it.
So you trying to say they're hiding it?
I'm saying that people are aware of this and people want to justify their behavior because this is what the broken urban mentality teaches us. That if we don't admit to our shit, we have to justify it so that way we don't take offense. But when you justify it, you're not fixing the toxicity. You're not able to address the problem and say, yo, you know what? It's not that I can't smoke pot. It's not that I can't get high. It's not that I can't enjoy myself to a certain balance. But my child doesn't need to grow up around this shit to the point where they 5, 6, 7 years old and all they could do when they playing with their toys is act like they smoking. This,
you ever seen a kid do that shit?
How? Listen, I know kids. I've
never in the history of me.
I know kids
and children.
Listen,
I've never seen
kids,
a child act like they smoke
listen,
weed.
I've watched
except
kids,
on YouTube.
Listen, I've watched kids grow up around weed, smoke, and all this shit. And I've been an adult who smoked around kids. I'm not even. You understand what I'm not a parent, but I've been around parents who smoke around their kids and smoke weed with them too. And then by the time that kid is 16, that kid smokes pot like it's nothing.
But going back into the book and going back into the different types of bums, because there's different levels to being a bum. Okay? And how do we know those levels? Because she wrote all the chapters down in the book for us. And what is an emotional bum?
So basically, your emotional. I believe that we all have an emotional currency, and in order for you to have a certain level of experiences in life, you need to have a certain level of emotional currency. But people don't have this. So this is the same as an angry bum becomes angry because they lack a certain emotional level of intelligence. So that's what the emotional bum is. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. They let their feelings dictate to the way that they move. You understand what I'm saying? Plain and simple. Relationships. You go through a relationship, you with somebody for 5, 6, 7 years. The relationship is toxic as fuck. You're not happy. They're not happy.
How many of us
we've all had this. Let's stop acting like we haven't. Right? We've all gone through this. So basically, you have a 6, 7 year relationship. 5-year relationship is a little bit unhealthy, and one of them opt out to get out of the relationship. The other person has a fucking meltdown about it. Why? It's the fucking evolution of the relationship. Had you had some emotional currency, you'd be able to afford to understand why it's turned out this way.
Emotional currency.
This is a subsection in the chapter that you can look into and you can hear what I'm trying to tell you. But this is the thing, and I mentioned this on my IGTV videos. People act like the evolution of change is so fucking daunting. Like, oh my God, they left me. Like, shit changes. People leave, and it's okay. It might be the thing that if you want something healthy and you're with someone unhealthy, they gotta go. The fuck you think they could stay?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand this, and so what happens is they throw emotional meltdowns. They can't go to work. They lose their fucking job. They can't wash their ass no more. They start using drugs. This is an emotional bum. This is a person who doesn't understand the levels of feelings. They don't understand that their emotions are a compass to lead them to their next chapter.
Wow.
Instead, they go and they get fucking crazy. They let it justify. I want to fight this person. I want to do this. I want to do that. In the book,
I can't stand people that want to fight all day.
I used to be like that.
Let it go.
I used to be like
let
that. I was such a little fighter when I was younger. I was quick to fuck you up, and probably, I ain't gonna lie, I think like 2 years ago, tops, a year and a half ago was the last time I put my hands on somebody. That's a fact. And it would be more when I was drinking. I don't drink anymore. I don't do none of that shit. But you know, when I would let the drunk bum awaken, the angry bum came with that bitch. Like 100%. We'd go through happy Janessa, fun Janessa, a little sexy Janessa, and then turn to the point where I take
that was one of my next questions though. It was like, how many bums can you be in one?
I've been all those bums. I've been every bum. Of course, I'm one person.
God damn. No, I'm just saying, like, how can you be all 10 bums?
Because these are conditions. These are conditionings of being in the broken urban mentality. This is a part of your belief system. You believe that these things are a part of you, like an arm, like an eyeball. To pluck out that part of you is like to say you want to cut your fucking hand off. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you believe that it's part of you, and it's a part of this is what I'm trying to tell you about undoing the broken urban mentality. When you start to realize that these things aren't serving the self, the higher self.
If you had to break it down into 3 steps, what would you have to do?
Become self-aware.
Okay.
That's number 1.
Okay.
Take inspired action.
Okay.
And
can I add one?
Yeah, please do, because I'm stuck.
Teach everybody else what to do.
Yes, 100%. 100%. That's a beautiful
exactly.
High five. That was dope. Thank you. So
yes, I normally score every now and then.
No, that was good. 100%, because right. I guess that's what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, for example, when I was younger, I was always into like the fun new drugs and shit, right? When I was a younger kid, it was like, oh, acid, oh, I'm bringing that to the block.
You tried acid before?
Hell yeah, and I made everybody in my block try that shit, right?
God damn!
I was like, acid.
One of them.
Yeah, but she was around. But anyway, acid, word. Oh, y'all need to try this. This shit's funny. We gonna laugh all day. Oh, this shit make you feel like this. Yo, let's do this. Let's do that. Y'all know about this? Whatever was new, whatever new shit I was on, I brought it to the hood. I brought it to my friends. I showed my friends. Why would I not do that when I found healing? You understand? I lost a lot of friends like that, though. Real shit. A lot of friends opted not to fuck with me.
I was saying the other day, elevation requires separation. Yeah. Say it with me. Elevation requires separation, right? And a lot of people get mad when you don't want to be in the same spot anymore. Like, bro, right. I'm trying to grow. You know? I don't want to do the same thing anymore. You got people that try to blow me up and say, stop acting like you ain't never used to do this, or stop acting like you ain't never used to do that. Listen, it's okay. And you know what? Tell the world. Jay-Z told everybody he sold crack. God damn it. All right, I sold crack. Okay? Right. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing it anymore. And I got a little daughter I got to take care of, so I got to make sure I live a certain life. So I'm not really, I'm not going to say I don't get ratchet every now and then, because I do. Like I said, you going to see some bum shit.
It's a part of our culture.
From me. I wanted to talk about the story about how I started smoking weed.
Okay.
Right? And this is some crazy shit. Okay? I've never told this story. I don't think I would ever tell this story to anybody on this planet, because I feel funny telling it. But it is what it is. So, obviously, or not even obviously, because some people have not tried a cigarette before weed, but a lot of people that are our age have tried cigarettes before weed, because that was like the gateway to smoking anything was a cigarette, okay? And we had parents and grandparents and everybody around us, and people was smoking cigarettes, so you tried it. And at the time, one of my friends told me to put some toothpaste on a cigarette.
Make it more menthol?
Right, to make it more minty, I guess, right?
Right.
I tried it and it was good.
Who told you to do that?
This kid named Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence, if you're watching, Lawrence.
I'm done with it.
All right. It's your fault. This dude named Lawrence, okay, told me to put some toothpaste on a cigarette and smoke it after I eat, because obviously, or after you eat is the best time to smoke a cigarette to a lot of people.
How old was Lawrence?
Well, we were at the time, we were about 15, 16.
Okay, so y'all learned that from the adults in your life.
I don't know where
Lawrence
he learned
did.
it from, but Lawrence,
That's some adult shit
honestly, that's some Rikers Island shit. Okay, that's exactly where Lawrence learned it from. Everybody that I was around that time was coming straight from Rikers. In the 90s, that's where you came from. You came from Rikers, and you showed everybody what to do. Okay, and I didn't even smoke. I didn't like smoking cigarette. I didn't even want to smoke a cigarette. But at that time, peer pressure. Mm-hmm. Smoked a cigarette with toothpaste on it. Nigga was lightheaded like a motherfucker, almost passed out. And from that point, I wanted, a couple of more of them. And then as days went by, I went and tried to smoke some more. And it became like a little bit of a habit. You always had to have 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. And I was like 16, 17. Eventually I quit smoking. Thank you. Smoke free. But, then somebody introduced me to weed. They gave me some weed. I didn't know how to roll it. I didn't know how to do anything with it. I didn't know how to smoke weed, roll weed, anything. I just saw them smoking it. And I've seen everybody around me smoking it when I was growing up. I just never wanted to try it. Okay. But I just never knew how to roll it up. But one day some dude just was like, yo, here. Gave me some weed. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? Mm-hmm. Right? I rolled up in a paper bag, okay, in which it's very hard to do because a paper bag has nothing to stick. Mm-hmm. Not only that, a paper bag is gonna burn just like paper does. Mm-hmm. Nobody told my young dumb ass that, but I did it, and it didn't smoke. Not only didn't it smoke, when I was walking trying to light it up, looking like a crackhead trying to light it up. Mm-hmm. The police ran up on me. Boom. Mm-hmm. I tossed it. That shit was about this big too, because remember back in the days, you used to be able to get like
a whole fucking
a whole eighth for like $20 and shit.
Not even like $5.
Now niggas be like, yo, I got that loud pack. Give you something this small for nothing.
So how was your parents involved in your weed bring up? Because
that's see, that's what I'm saying. So now I'm taking it deeper. In their negligence of not watching me in the street, I guess if you want to say, I was vulnerable to my surroundings.
So you asked me prior, right? I'm gonna bring you back full circle.
You asked me to answer my question, so I answered it. Now I want you to tell me.
I'm gonna bring you back full circle. I can't say that makes them parental bums. No, I can't, because you see, there's so many different ways that parents could lack. And that's not really it. You know what I mean? Like, you're a kid at that age, 15, 16? Mm-hmm. You already, at 15, 16, I was already a full fucking adult in a lot of ways. Yeah. My parents, even if they decided to say, Janessa, I'm gonna kick your ass, I was like, and I'm gonna shoot everybody in this fucking house. Because I was already exposed to shit and had my hands and access enough things that they couldn't stop me.
So let me ask you this question. What you think about beating kids? Because
yeah, go ahead. I don't have children,
right? Exactly.
But I'm old school. I'm old school. I got nieces and nephews, and I'll run down on them in a sense of, I don't know about putting my hands on kids too much because I ain't really got none. But I got my ass whooped many times. It didn't do no good though, is what I'm saying. But this is often a part of the reason why kids become angry. Mm-hmm. Because when a parent opts out to whoop a kid's ass rather than figure out why they're acting out, I talk about this as well in the parental bum. Your kids show you, their behavior starts to exemplify areas that they're battling with. If you're not mature enough, a kid is innocent at first before they're exposed. They're innocent. They're going to tell you some shit. And often, and this is facts, and if y'all want to deny this shit, that's on y'all. But a kid will tell you where you fucking up at as a parent. And most parents with broken urban mentalities, not all parents, most parents with broken urban mentalities would be like, who the fuck you think you talking to, and whoop their kids' ass for telling them the fucking raw truth about themselves. I've seen it. I've seen kids tell their parents shit that they had no... Their parent is like, I'm the fucking parent. I pay the bills. I do this. And this now suppresses the kid's truth-telling. You understand?
Man.
This makes a kid feel like... This makes a kid feel powerless. This puts a child in a position now that they refuse to ever show their vulnerability or tell the truth. Now they know how to lie, hide, and suppress their truth. And now they go looking for drugs in the street, bitches, niggas,
Somebody
gangs, friends, different shit out in the street to edify and accept them for who they are and to resonate with. That's a fucking parental bump. So hitting, not that discipline. Discipline is a different thing than beating your kids. If you whooping your kids' ass because they asking you for food when you tired because you lazy or you just got your back blown out, you a fucking bum. Straight up.
Right.
If you are disciplining your child because your child's telling you suck my dick, that's a whole different motherfucking ballgame.
But see, this is where I took it a level deeper. This is what I'm saying. In a parent's negligence, that child may end up saying SMD. Right?
I know, I curse a lot, right? I'm just like cursing all over the show.
I just don't, like, I don't really...
He's all SMD.
No, I said SMD. No, it's not even about cursing. I just don't like saying it. It's just something that you know what I'm saying?
I shouldn't talk like this.
Nah,
I'm
but
sorry,
you can.
y'all.
You can. If you want to say it, it's just something
This is who I am. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. It's like, that... When you say suck my joint, that's a jail... thing right there.
Young women say that. I'm a woman.
Now,
this is
in 2021, you're like, suck my thing. Like, yo, you got one?
Women been saying that for a long time.
You got a joint?
This is because of the masculinity. This is the angry bum mentality. This is the I will aggress by any means necessary, even if I have to inflict physical harm and ridicule and verbal abuse to protect my vulnerability. You understand what I'm saying? Children are doing the same thing. It all stems from kids can only learn what they're around. When you a bum, you raising many bums. So
but
if your kid is...
You also have the nature-nurture debate. Some people may argue that some kids are born this way.
Nah.
Some kids are born with
talking about
their
the urban.
father's urban mentality.
Nah, only if he's around that. Some kids, listen.
That's nature-nurture because I know some kids right now that their fathers are not in their life and that child acts exactly like their father.
Well, that child, if the father is not in his life, it's evident that child has anger issues.
Okay.
So if that child...
But you don't necessarily have anger issues just because your father's not in your life.
But you might. Or you might have anger issues because you only have a mother, or you maybe never got to know your dad, or maybe don't like the dad you do got because you know he ain't your dad. But whatever, there's always something. There's always something that will have an anger issue. If a kid is not exposed to both of the dynamics of his household, whether it be a child who's raised by two feminine. There still needs to be a masculine and a feminine presence. I don't know, even like I could be I'm a lady, but it's clear anybody here who knows energy that I'm masculine. I'm a masculine energy force. My force and energy is fiery. I'm a Leo. I represent the sun. Right?
Leo.
So this is a masculine energy force. For those of you who are into all of that, I'm into that. So I know this about myself. When I'm dainty, I'm cute, and I'm a little lady and all that shit. But when I have to turn the fire up, it's a masculine type of energy that you're gonna get from me. It's assertive. It's a leader. I possess alpha leadership quality. That's who I am. I embody that energy.
There are many people that will disagree with you.
About me? I'm talking about myself.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm talking about me? I'm talking about myself
not with that. I'm just saying there are many people that disagree with you and say that that's not a masculine trait.
No, but it is. It is.
Being extra assertive, what's the masculine trait? Where's the masculine
leadership
trait?
role.
Leadership
the
role.
Masculine
I'm agreeing
energy,
with you, by the way.
Listen.
I'm just saying there's some people.
The masculine energy force, it does not need... When I say masculine, I don't mean penis and balls. I mean leadership.
Right.
I mean a person who everyone, like me and my cousin was speaking about this earlier. I mean a person who is looked to for leadership. If we're all in a room right now and something goes down, everybody's gonna look to the person who possess naturally and commands leadership. Like, yo, where should we go? What should we do? There's danger. It's just natural. It's that nature nurture shit you was talking about.
Right.
It's all in that. So I possess that type of an energy. If there's another force that's stronger than me in that room that's like that, I will also look naturally to that.
And that's so dope. And you know, we got to touch on that a little bit, because a lot of people, they don't look to the leader for help because the person is a leader, and they don't want to seem as if they're asking someone else to lead or to help.
That's a feminine. Well, you know what? I don't know if I should say that either.
Nah, say what you want.
No, because I don't know if that's true. I don't want to say shit like that, just talking my ass. I feel like people who do that, like people who are afraid to go to other people, it's an insecurity, more or less. You understand what I'm saying? That's an insecurity thing. And that's just a toxic form of knowing yourself. That's really what it is, because it's okay to ask for help. See, in the book, there's also a chapter called The Independent Bum. And
how the hell...
Right.
Can you be independent
you could be
and a bum? Wait a minute. So, the independent bum, what is that?
The independent bum is a person who is, you ever hear people be like, yo, this is why I don't like making attachments with people. This is why I don't like getting connected to people. I don't need nobody for anything. I like being alone. You know what I'm saying? That's an independent bum. That person doesn't trust themselves on such a deep level that they don't want to make any meaningful, deep connections with people because they either don't want to be responsible for the emotional turnaround of the energy reciprocation, because that's a universal law. As y'all read this book, y'all will see that I'm talking a lot of spirituality shit too.
I mean, it's not only
understand?
spirituality. It's a super fact. What you just said is a super fact.
You see, and people take advantage of other people like that. For example, in the book I mentioned how a lot of people, independent bums in particular, they like to make connections with you, but they enjoy and they thrive off of you needing them and them not needing you. You understand? So that's a misbalance in the art of reciprocation and energy give and take. That's against universal law. Thus, it's only going to lead into an undesirable result. You know what I'm saying? So the independent bum makes up stories like, I'm good, I don't need nobody, I got my money, I got this, I got that, I could do whatever I want, I don't need no connections. But deep down inside, they're fucking starving for deep, meaningful connection.
That's like being lonely at the top
type shit. Yes. Yes, and they enjoy other people. Like, they won't tell you. Like, for instance, an independent bum won't be like let's say we had a thing, right, or something, and I'm like, yeah, Burn is cool, but you know, we fuck around, we have a little thing, but I don't like him. I'm like, I'm never gonna marry him or nothing like that. And here you are fucking falling head in love with me, and I have no type of intention on telling you that, and whatever you offer me, I will accept. But the moment you come to me for reciprocation, I got dick for you, nothing. Come up with nothing for you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? This is an independent bum, and they thrive off that. They actually feel good to see other people feel their way through life because they're numb. They're aloof.
You can be independent and a bum.
You could be codependent and be a bum too.
Goddamn time.
You're so stupid.
I mean, no, that's how you gotta say, at the same goddamn time. Independent and a bum at the same goddamn time. And it's crazy because you would think that when you see a lot of people say, I don't need anybody, and obviously this applies to a lot of our women these days who say that they don't need anybody for anything, or they don't need a man for anything. That's a whole nother discussion, because I feel like we all need each other to procreate. Is that?
We all need each other for so many different things. Yeah.
Okay. I guess, you know, I'm working on my words right now.
Me too. I haven't been in school in a long time. Don't get twisted because I wrote a book. I talk crazy. You know
right.
Like,
but you need.
I write how I talk.
You need a man and a woman to make this happen. Period.
You need the male and feminine parts to create life, I guess. But you know what?
You said parts.
Yeah, because
now they have different sexes now.
No, because at that, number one, and you can go to like a sperm bank, but you still need the semen. A man still has to go to the sperm bank, whip out his Johnson, put his stuff inside of a cup. And then, you know, whatever else comes in, science comes in, you know what I'm saying? But you still need, it's not like you can't just go to one of your homegirls like, yo, fart in a cup and let me get your seed. You know what I'm saying? That was funny. I'm just saying.
But you still need a man. Because one of my boys told me the other day, he said, women have a baby for us. I was like, damn, nigga, don't say that on camera.
Yeah, boys better watch what they say, because women are so intelligent body-wise. Our bodies are so intelligent, and I don't have children, but I'm still a woman nonetheless. And what women go through in order to have and hold a seed, and what it does. You see, a man gives a woman a seed, but what she does to that seed and what she comes out with, it's like, boy, shut up. You got a whole bull sack full of those babies. You can't do shit with them.
I always say,
give us one.
Hey,
give us one of those little seeds. Watch what happens. Whole human. Maybe two. Maybe
listen,
three.
No, wait. I'm going to take some of that away from you, but I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you this. But
this ain't got nothing to do with my book, y'all.
Right, but I'm just saying, no, it's cool. I'm just saying. I'm going to give you this, right? I feel that the pain that I saw a woman go through giving birth was a hell no moment for me.
Oh my God.
Hell no. I will not be able to have a child if I was meant to have a child, because that shit looks painful.
You know,
okay?
women
so
women
I
say
take my hat
it's a beautiful
off.
Experience.
Yeah, some of them.
Some women say that it's a beautiful experience. Like, the pain is momentarily. Mm-hmm. It's like once you see your baby, once you hear your baby cry, women express this immense joy that they have, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, in that
but
way,
you
yes,
know, but let's not take away that there is some people who have same-sex relationships, and this is important for them too, because they also would like to have children. You possess both. Okay. We all possess a masculine and a feminine energy within self. However, there's a predominant energy. Whichever energy predominantly flows, that's what's gonna lead in the person. So I'm a person who is working on my feminine energy, and for a long time, my masculine energy has been predominant by protecting my feminine energy. Like, I don't want to hurt your feminine energy. You know, I don't want your feminine energy to be hurt. So my masculine was always front and center, like, who fucking deal with what, want to do what, who, where,
right.
Like, on it, to protect the sensitive side of me, right? But there's sometimes I deal with such a masculine energy that my little feminine butterfly be like, huh? You know what I'm saying?
She's soft. On the low.
You know what I'm saying?
She's really soft.
So this comes out, and not that two masculines can't be involved. They can, but in order for you to have the power of exchange in the right balance, a masculine needs and will, the proper masculine, a healthy, balanced masculine energy will attract and bring out a feminine energy naturally. It would just be
healthy,
like
balanced, masculine energy will attract and bring out
a feminine energy.
Yo, why do I remember everything you say? I don't know.
Because I speak with thunder.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't remember shit. But no, I do remember that, and that was dope. This is how to stop being a fucking bum.
You just have to consider these things.
Okay.
These things are super, super, super important. They're a part of you growing. And not only that, they're a part of breaking generational curses. This is the difference between you constantly just
break
passing
every
down.
chain. Break every chain.
You know what I'm saying? And we all expose ourselves to these things. These things are in our culture. They're in our music. They're in, just the shit that we were comfortable with. Our parents. They've all taught us this. They've lived like this. And it's just, not that you can't do these things. Not that you can't experience these things. It's really more so about you knowing that you're not these things. These things don't make you. These things ain't what makes you cool, fly, acceptable, loving, liked, popular, whatever the fuck it is that you value. It's placing your value in these things that determine whether you're a fucking bum or not. In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you got a real point. And you got points with an S. Right here, we going back to parental bum. Okay. And I'm gonna read a little something from the book, cause y'all gotta get this book, man. You gotta get this book.
It's a good read.
And I like the way you started off. You go, that, my friend, is a good question. How do you know if you're a parental bum? That, my friend, is a good question. And I'm glad you asked it. Well, it's simple. First, you must ask yourself a series of questions, and basically, she's going to put them together for you. How am I structuring my child's life? And when I read that, I said, wow, that in itself is so deep because structure is everything. You want to be able to provide structure. How do you do that? To me, I think is residual income. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. That's one way.
I think, yeah, right. One way. I'm just saying. I think that's how you begin to kick it off, because when you start thinking about your child's future and how they're going to eat, that's when everything else comes in. Together. Because remember, right now at this moment, money isn't everything, but what Kanye said, he said, money haven't, what he said?
I don't remember.
He said I don't remember. Kanye said having money is not everything, but not having it is. Yeah, I'm glad to have you on my show. One of my first guests on my show, and this is a blessing for me. This is a blessing for all of us, and I'm grateful for all of the people that tuned in.
Me too.
I'm grateful for all of the people that tuned in. I want y'all to go out and get this book.
Please do.
I want y'all to go out and get this book from Amazon. A lot of people bought copies of it. They left some reviews. We got about 5 stars up there. We want to see 5 stars. Okay, all day.
Well, put what y'all think. You know, but get the book. The book, just to let y'all know, the book is published through my nonprofit. All right, it's called Motivational Monsters. You guys could go to motivationalmonsters.org and you could check out my website there. I offer other services as well. We also have a prison reform program. I used to do motivational speaking in Rikers Island and in New Horizons before COVID. I stopped doing it though since COVID came. But what I'm doing now is I'm offering prisoners an opportunity to become published authors through this program, through this nonprofit. You buying this book helps us to do that. I'm also creating a program for young urban kids all over the world. I'm opening it up on a virtual level. So kids who are also in, situations to inspire other kids to speak motivational things to kids who might be brought up in single family homes, abusive homes, negligent homes, situations. You know what I'm saying? So we're working on that too. So all the proceeds for the books that I'm selling are going to these programs. And eventually, God willing, for those of y'all who's watching, I ain't gonna say God willing, definitely, I'm gonna be creating much more motivational literature, self-help books, nonfiction books, media, my own type of media that's motivational and inspirational, that's gonna be bringing education to the urban community to really break down the truths that we are misled by. And well, I shouldn't say the truth, the lies that we're misled by, but I want to break down some real core shit. And I want to build a media platform where we have films, educational tools, workbooks, literature, things that are much more motivational and inspiring than they are glorifying the broken shit that conditions our brains and helps us to think that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not. And it's
really not cool.
It's really not.
It's not cool to be a fucking bum, man.
It's cool to heal. You can still be fly. Right. You can still have a drink. You can still bone your crush. Right. I'm just saying.
Right. You can still be fly.
You know what I mean?
You can still be balling. You can still get drunk every now and then. You can still do a whole bunch of things. Just don't do the bum shit to go along with it.
Just don't allow these things to compromise your
We grown now. I mean, when you young, you can make mistakes. We grown now.
You gotta learn from your mistakes.
We grown.
When you still doing the same shit you was doing when you was 14, something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care
just becoming a blood at 45. I'm just saying, though. Yeah. So, once again, folks, thank you for listening.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me in your presence. The wonderful Janessa Rose, How to Stop Being an Effing Bum or King Bum on the red couch.
It was fun.
Good night, folks.
I hope you guys had fun. Comments.
Good night, folks. It's over.
Follow me too, y'all.
Right. Follow Janessa Rose.
Janessa __ Rose, ROSE __.
Right. Janessa __ ROSE __. I don't know a lot of underscores.